Okay, so it's Dave Lockwood with Demolition, and we are just coming out of this hurricane. I have been able to move back into my house, so we are getting a little bit back onto our normal schedule. We have a bunch of wonderful things coming up. We got two, pretty much what Daryl recommends you do is you have something that you have that is a regular rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. We're not always going to have 7-story buildings to tear down. We're not always going to have hurricanes hitting us so that we can use those things as good content. So the rinse and repeat, what we think it's going to be is we're going to use the lives, and the go-to for the lives is to go down to the shop and to go through the shop and show the stuff that we're getting. The other is we're going to call it the treasure hunt. So basically the treasure hunt is us going out and checking on jobs, and then we're looking for stuff that we can repurpose. These are two things that I think are going to work really, really well. So Hurricane Helene hit us. Hurricane Milton hit us. They didn't really hit us. They hit the state of Florida. What we got from them was storm surge. So my barrier island, this is what I've come to find out. We don't have any protection against these storms. We don't have mangroves or anything there that's going to beat the waves down. So what's happening is we're pushing the sand up and over the island, and then we have to go put it back. What happened on Fort Myers Beach, I don't think is really that big of a deal. It's good to put the sand back for sure, but what happened is it opened up the seawalls, and it seems like it reflected some of this back, and the beaches seem like they're a lot wider. They're not as thick, but they're wider. I went down the beach yesterday on my bike, and please forgive me for taking my electric bike down there, but that's all I had with me, and I just wanted to see what we're dealing with when it comes to the beaches. So we're at a normal middle of the road tide, and the width of the beach was, to me, it looked a lot more. Been hanging around Fort Myers Beach since 2010, I think. So it's 14 years. That's how much experience I have with it. Those seawalls that got unearthed, those were not something that I knew were there or really understood why they would be there. So there was a time when Fort Myers Beach was at the elevation that we're currently at. So it's kind of like it got reset. Now Bonita Beach, that's a whole different ballgame. The beaches are different there. The beaches they're steeper. If you go into water on Bonita Beach within 20 or 30 feet, you're in 10 foot of water. When you go into the beach in Fort Myers Beach, you might go 200 or 300 feet before you get into water that's up to your chest. So they're just different shelves. The barrier islands are different. So they're both islands, Hickory Island versus Estero Island, or Fort Myers Beach is what we call it. So let's talk about what's going on. So the one book is about a third of the way done, the demolition book. The junk removal book is pretty much done. There seems to be some miscommunication with that. I need to iron that out today. I've got this sore on my hand that won't go away, and they're thinking it's got something to do with this arthritis medicine that I have. I've gotten arthritis for some reason, and it kind of travels through my body, and it's affecting a lot of what I'm doing. So I belong to Fountain Life, and we're working through collectively trying to figure out what to do or how to control it or whatever. Arthritis is not something you get, and it's not like you get a cold and then it goes away. Arthritis is something you have. Unfortunately, I have arthritis. How bad it's going to be, I don't know. but we're working through that. I've been dealing with this for about a year. So the things that we're doing right now is I'm going back. I'm finally, it's like I'm hitting the reset button, going back 3 weeks. I'm going to jump back on the SEO stuff for the WordPress site. I'm going to fast forward getting the junk removal book put out, and then we're going to create some little courses off of that, sell the book, get the author's website set up, and then from there continue to get the other book moving along. Then what we're going to do is create a couple regular, ordinary rinse and repeat buckets for the YouTube channel, which we're doing now. The YouTube channel has grown tremendously. Our baseline is way higher than it used to be. We were trending as high as 500,000 views every 48 hours during this hurricane. Right now we're at about 90,000, which is, we were at 20,000 when we went to Vid Summit back in September. So a lot of things are changing. This thing's growing. We're learning more. We're getting better at it, and we're getting a bigger audience, and we're learning what they want and what they're what everybody wants to see. I'm excited. I mean, this is October 16th, October 30th, 1st will be our 1 year point, and I think we've come a long way. We've worked a lot on stuff where we've seen little to no compensation from it. It's a lot of work. It's rewarding and exciting and fun and so on and so forth, but I like it. But it's kind of like we've been building a foundation. Now I'm ready to go ahead and build the house. I'm terribly impatient. I love learning new stuff. I love growing. These hurricanes have kind of sidetracked us, gave us a lot of extra things to do. Let's see, we're using, I went ahead and got another Osmo 3 camera to do these vlogs with, so that the camera I was using, the GoPro, was, I don't know, there's something wrong with it. We set it up in my house to film the water coming in, and it didn't work. So I don't like the fact that I can't count on it. So I talked to Hudson this morning. Hudson's heading down to Margaritaville, and he's going to put up some trail cams. We're going to help them clean the Margaritaville pool out this time, and we're going to use some miniature equipment. It should make things 10 times faster. We're also probably taking out the seawall for them. Talon was talking to me about that yesterday. I know that there was some other things that needed to be done, and we've worked for this company, this DeAngelis guys that built this building for the Margaritaville. I think it's TPI is what it's called, and you know, we've grown as a company. They've used us in the past. Everybody's used us in the past. It just depends on what relationship you have with whichever project manager is what you end up doing. And a lot of times the project managers, they're moving around a lot, kind of like realtors do. So if your project manager moves around, and let's say goes to Atlanta or something like that, well, you're not going with him, you know, but you know, and then you build these new relationships, and it's constantly going. So we're at 15 crews right now. We're probably going to be back to 20 crews, 25 crews. Talon's been kind of concerned about, you know, we haven't picked up as much business as he thought we would. But dude, we're running 15 crews, man. That means every day we have 15 jobs for these guys. It's a lot. So in Talon's world, he is hyper focused on making sure that we're growing in that, and he actually gets compensated off of what he does and what he makes. What we make as a company, he gets a percentage of it, and it's significant. So let's see, what else. So I'll be out of this Airbnb Friday no matter what. I'm in here now because I don't have the main internet. The Starlink is not fast enough for the downloads, I think. Okay, I played with it a little bit yesterday, and I got it to speed up significantly. It had some obstructions. It had a clear sky view, but guess what? It does this big circle thing, and it was picking up the soffit on my house. It was picking up a tree that was, I thought, pretty far away. So I put it out further away, and there's no obstructions there at all. So hopefully that's going to speed it up. I looked up the speed on the internet, and the speed is like 157 Mbps, and they said that's pretty fast. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a lot of data when you're moving around these big files. So it's working great. If we're just at our normal upload stuff, it wouldn't be that big a deal. But right now I'm catching up vlogs. We were like 20 behind. So I'm downloading, and then reloading onto YouTube. But I'm almost done with that. So once I get done with that, I think the Starlink's probably even good enough just to run my day-to-day, because if something takes an hour versus a half hour, it doesn't matter, because I can set it and go do something else and come back to it. It's not that big a deal. So Barry, this is Remove It Pro's Demolition. This is a Remove It Pro's Pure Entrepreneur site, and this is us taking you on our journey with us to grow Remove It Pros into the whole state of Florida as a stepping stone, and who knows, maybe into the whole country, into all the luxury markets. So that's it. It's Dave Lockwood, and I'll see you on the next video.